For over a week now, I've been waiting for a package to arrive, and it's finally here. As you can see, it's in the background on my bed. Inside the package is a Neopixel, or Xenopixel as I like to call it, lightsaber from Padawan Outpost. Now, I've actually wanted to buy a lightsaber for a very long time, but I couldn't justify paying the price for it, but it's finally here. So like I mentioned, this one is a Neopixel, or a Xenopixel, which means that the blade actually has tiny micro pixel lights inside it, so that way it can perform animations such as, you know, ignition and retraction and all these cool saber effects, which I'm going to get into once I open it. I'll show you the features. But compared to a normal baselit lightsaber, a baselit lightsaber means that the blade has no lights in it. It's just lit from the base. It's just like an LED torch, which is rubbish because, you know, there's not many cool animations you can do, and it's not, the light isn't powerful. The sound is actually quite bad. So there's baselit, then there's Neopixel, and then there's ones that are better than that, like Profi and different type of soundboards. And I'm actually quite excited to see it because I wanted it for a long time. I want to try out all the cool features, all the different colors, and I think it's going to be really cool. So, okay, so let's open it. I actually don't have scissors on me, but while it was being delivered, if you look here, the packaging was actually ripped. So there's lots of paper, and I guess it's for protection, so that's good. Okay, so the first thing in the box, if I lift it up here, the first thing is the blade. This blade, I believe, is 32 inches. 32-inch blade, and it's wrapped in some plastic right now, so I'll unwrap that, and this attaches onto the hilt. So the hilt is given separately, it attaches on here, and I believe you screw it on. There's like a, not screw it on, but you secure it with screws, which is good. Okay, next, what's in the box? So here we have a product manual, and this tells us all the features and how to operate it. So I'm gonna be reading through this, and actually I do know some of the basic features it has, but I don't know how to operate it properly. And finally, we have the main part of the package is the hilt. And after I throw this stuff away, we'll open the hilt. Okay, now that all that stuff is thrown away, to be honest, I'm quite surprised with how well built it feels already. It's quite heavy, has a good weight to it. So I don't know if there's different hit size that you will obviously get the hit size, but again, I couldn't justify paying the price for it. So I had to take all these, it's not basically but still it's cool. Actually, I prefer these because they're quite, they're simple, you can spin around, etc. And also this one is called Model Beta, I think, or Beta, however you want to pronounce it. So let's unwrap it. Bismillah, as always. And what I can see already is that it's very well built, but as you can see already, it attracts fingerprints very easily. But I guess that's normal because it's metal. I really like the pommel design. And as you can see, here is where the sound comes out from, and I'll give you a demonstration in a second. As you can see, it has the power button. This is the button where you all the controls are controlled through this button, and then you have the USB-C charging port right here. Other than the hilt, what else comes in the box? You get the charging cable here. Charging cable is USB-C, and then it also comes with a USB to micro SD card reader or adapter, and that is so that you can actually adjust all the fonts. Fonts are basically different sound styles and saber styles that you have on it, so you can actually adjust it and code your own ones, which is quite cool. And finally, you have a bag with the different screws and Allen keys inside it, so you can put it all together. Okay, so after reading the product manual, I realized it doesn't even say how to assemble the blade. It does say how to control it and how to use it and all the features, but it doesn't say how to assemble it. So I'm going to try to assemble it, and I'll be right back. So what I'm going to try to do is just put the blade straight into the hilt. Okay, I obviously have to take off the cap. Actually, I have to take the plastic off first. So take it off. Okay, it does feel like there's still some plastic on the blade. But for now, I'm going to leave it on because I'm not sure if that's the plastic or if that's the actual blade, and I don't want to damage it. So I'm going to leave it like this for now. There we go, fits quite nicely. So there's 3 holes, as you can see. There's one here, and one here. And I believe that each of these tiny screws go in there, and you use the Allen key to fasten it. However, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, or 7 of them. And there's also these rings, which I do not know what they do. Be more secure. Let's tighten this here. Again, I don't want to tighten it too much, so I'm just going to stop right here. This feels quite secure now. Before I turn it on, I believe that you have to charge it first. So I don't think it'll turn on right now. But in terms of storage, I was thinking, where can I keep this? And I thought I can 3D print a horizontal saber holder for the wall, and I can keep it here, right under my disc plates. And I feel like it will look so cool. Like, imagine, because my disc plates are black and gold, imagine I get like a yellowish amber color for this, for the light. I just keep it lit and I put it here. I'm going to charge it first because I do not want to try to power it on when it's not charged. So I'm going to charge it using the cable given, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how it works. Okay, I have no idea how long it needs to charge for. I read somewhere that it says 4 hours. I hope I don't need to wait 4 hours for it to charge for the first time. I would have thought, you know, it comes with a bit of juice. So I'm going to let it charge for about 15 minutes and see if it's able to turn on.
A few minutes later.
Okay, I'm getting impatient now, so I just took it off charge. Let me just move my chair back. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is hold the button to power it on.
Power on.
Okay, I believe that was very loud. Okay, so power on. Now I think if I hold it for 2 seconds, it should ignite. Okay, let's try this. I'll hold it like this so you guys can see.
Low battery. Please recharge.
Okay, so if you heard that, I tried to use it because I got impatient, but it said low battery, please recharge, so I'm gonna have to charge it. Okay, I'm just gonna let it charge because I'm getting impatient, and patience is a virtue. So I'll charge it and I'll be back. So this part of the video was actually recorded 2 days after the last part, and that's because there was a few issues with the recording. However, I decided to record it again, and this time to do a voiceover instead. So I've got the lightsaber in my hands. When it's turned off, to power it on, you just need to hold the button for about a second or so.
Power on.
So now we have the option to change 3 settings. The first setting is the volume of the saber. So to do this, you just need to hold the button for half a second, which is 1 flash of the power button. And we have 3 volume settings. There's volume high,
Volume high.
volume low,
Volume low.
and completely mute.
Mute.
So now you can cycle through the different blade modes, and to do this you just need to hold the button for 1 second or 2 flashes. And I'm just going to go through the different blade modes now first, and then I will demonstrate a few of them later on in the video.
Steady. Unstable. Rainbow blade. Candy blade. Cracked blade. Pulse. Flash blade. Fire blade. Steady.
So now you can modify the blade ignition setting. To do this, you just hold the button for 1.5 seconds, which is 3 flashes. And you have so many cool ignitions to choose from, including just a standard ignition as well.
Broken ignition. Photon ignition. Stack ignition. Warp ignition. Phaser ignition. Scavenger ignition. Hunter ignition. Standard mode.
And finally, you have the blade fonts. So a blade font is basically a preset combination of the sounds and behaviors of the lightsaber. And this includes the blade color, the blade ignition, the effects. And normally a font is based upon a character from Star Wars or a specific scene from Star Wars. And what's cool about this is that all of the fonts can be customized, and you can even add your own fonts using the SD card inside the lightsaber. However, if you're not too tech savvy, this might be a bit confusing for you. So to change between the blade fonts, you have to hold the button for 2 seconds or 4 flashes. And there are so many fonts. I believe that a new lightsaber comes with 34 different fonts. But again, you can add your own ones.
The sun.
Okay, here's the interesting part. For this part, I'm going to use the font called the Sun, which is a more basic font, and I believe it's based on Luke Skywalker. To power the lightsaber up, you can use the button, but it also actually comes with gesture controls. So the first way is to twist the hilt, and as you can see, it ignites very nicely with the standard ignition. And just look how bright that lightsaber is. It's crazy. It's a proper nice green like Luke Skywalker. And here's another really cool feature. It's called smooth swing, and it just sounds incredible. As you can see, I'm moving the hilt around and it's making really cool sounds, and the volume and the quality is just unbelievable. And you can also retract the blade by twisting it. So there's a couple more ways you can ignite it. You can use the thrusting ignition, or you can swing the hilt to ignite it. While the saber is on, there's quite a few cool features and controls that you can do. If you click the button once, then you get this really cool blaster deflection effect. Another one of the gesture control features is the thrust effect. And again, depending on which font or preset you're using, all of these effects and features will look different and sound different. So it also has a tip drag effect. If you hold the button for half a second, then it's as if you're dragging the lightsaber across the floor. And if you point the hilt upwards and you twist it, you get this really cool force effect. Another thing I thought to mention is that these blades are actually combat ready, so you can actually duel with them. And as you can see now, they have really cool blade clash effects. There are some other features like wall melt, saber spin and lightning block, but I haven't been able to get the hang of them yet. You can also change the colour of the blade multiple ways, but I like to hold the button for 2 flashes.
Color change.
Then it automatically cycles through all the colours, allowing you to select which one you like.
Color selected.
And now I'm just going to showcase the different blade styles and the different blade ignitions.
Broken ignition. Photon ignition. Stack ignition. Warp ignition. Phaser ignition. Scavenger ignition. Hunter ignition. Standard mode. Unstable. Rainbow blade. Candy blade. Cracked blade. Pulse. Hunter ignition. Flash blade. Fire blade.